Imagine your organization like a big ship. You don't want to find out about leaks only when it's sinking. You need people who steer the ship, people who watch the risks, and people who independently check if everything is really safe. That's exactly what the 3 lines of defense and the newer IIA 3 lines model are about. In the next 5 minutes, I will explain the 3 lines with simple examples and then show how the new IIA model is a smarter, more modern version. Let's start with the classic 3 lines of defense. The first line is the doers, who own the risk, the business, and operations. These are the people who run day-to-day processes and who actually take and manage risk. In a bank, that's branch staff, lending teams, traders, payments operations. In a hospital, that's doctors, nurses, pharmacy scheduling. In a SaaS or cloud company, that's developers, DevOps, support, customer success. They are responsible for following policies and procedures, doing checks and approvals, keeping evidence, and raising issues when something looks wrong. A relationship manager opening an account must collect KYC documents and spot suspicious activity to catch the money laundering. If they don't do this well, no amount of later review can fully fix it. So in AML, they are the first line of defense. For security in a SaaS environment, developers and DevOps must follow secure coding and change management processes when deploying to production. They are first line for cyber and availability risk. The second line contains the risk and compliance professionals who oversee those functions. They are the subject matter experts who write policies and standards, define risk appetite and methodologies, along with monitoring and challenging the first line. For example, in a listed company, finance operations perform reconciliations and journal approvals. That's first line. But the SOX team designs the control framework, sets testing methods, and reports deficiencies. That SOX team is clearly second line. For FedRAMP and ISO 27001 compliance, security and compliance teams define access controls, backup rules, and logging requirements. Now the third line. They are independent from operations and from the risk or compliance teams. They test whether risks are managed effectively and give objective assurance to the board and audit committee. For example, internal audit team in a bank reviews the whole AML framework, check if branches follow KYC, or audit if bank monitors compliance correctly. They report their findings to senior management and the board, not to the head of compliance. That independence makes them the third line. So in summary, the first line runs the business and owns the risks. Second line sets the rules and oversees risk. Third line independently checks if everything really works. Now, the 3 lines of defense model has been extremely popular, but it's also been criticized. The word defense makes everyone think only about protecting against bad things. Organizations sometimes turned it into a rigid, siloed structure. The business just throws things over the wall, and compliance is seen as the police. It can become very defensive and checklist-driven, rather than helping the business achieve its goals. To fix this, the IIA updated the model and dropped the word defense. The IIA 3 lines model keeps the same basic idea, 3 types of roles, but changes the mindset and gives more flexibility. First change is not seeing it as defense to creating and protecting value. Risk management isn't just about avoiding downside. It's about helping the organization achieve its objectives. The 3 lines aren't just defenders. They are partners in strategy and performance. Second change is from rigid structure to flexibility. The new model is more principles-based, allowing structures to vary by size, industry, and maturity. For example, in a smaller SaaS company, one person might wear both risk and compliance hats as long as responsibilities are managed. Third is giving more emphasis on governance. The new model clearly places the governing body, the board, at the center of setting direction and receiving assurance. Final change is collaboration instead of silos. The new model encourages more collaboration between the lines, helping audit provide insight without losing independence. To wrap up, here's a simple way to remember the difference. The old 3 lines of defense model, think walls and guards, focused on protecting against bad events. The new IIA 3 lines model, think team roles on the same pitch. Everyone helps create and protect value. If you can explain that to your stakeholders, they'll understand why the model is evolving. If you like this video, hit like button and subscribe to this channel to view more videos like this.